Hello and welcome to DevOps Fundamentals. In this video, we are going to talk about the need for DevOps and why it has become so popular and why exactly everyone is talking about it. So let's start with a couple of definitions from the industry leaders. The first definition is from Amazon Web Services, which needs no introduction. According to them, DevOps is the combination of cultural philosophies, practices, and tools that increases an organization's ability to deliver applications and services at high velocity. Now, the important point in this definition is the last part of which tells you that it is the ability to deliver applications and services at high velocity, which has got very important significance in DevOps, which we'll take a look at a little later. The second definition is from the company Rackspace. They tell you that DevOps isn't a tool or a product. It's an approach to operations by uniting development and operations teams to automate and standardize processes. For infrastructure deployments, you get faster innovation, accelerated time to market, improved deployment quality, better operational efficiency, and more time to focus on your core business goals. In this particular definition, actually, it gives you all the benefits of DevOps in a nutshell. For example, if I want to emphasize upon the better operational efficiency, improved deployment quality, which means essentially that you have less failures in deployments. You get faster innovation, which means you are able to deploy your codes much faster than before, which gives you accelerated time to market. Which is a very important factor when you're talking about, releasing new features. Timing is key there, right? So essentially, if you combine these two definitions, the major benefits which we get, or the major, points of DevOps, the first one is the collaboration between among various teams, whether it is development or operations or testing or anything else. We normally talk about development and operations most of the times because these two are the two extremes in IT industry. All the other teams somewhere lie in between these two teams, right? So that is one thing. And the second thing, as we spoke, like the fast time to market. So the deployments are faster. You get more time. You get proactive time to look into other problems and things like that. This picture depicts something which is before DevOps adoption. So development teams, they work in their own environment. They are in their own world with their boundaries. And same goes with operations teams. They are in their own world with their own boundaries and things to do. So they're not aware of each other, simply speaking, right? Which is something DevOps wants to remove. As a DevOps engineer, the main job for you will be to remove the obstacles between various teams, as we call them, breaking the silos, right, or removing the barriers among various teams. So once you do that, essentially what you get is something like this: a seamless operation model in which developers, operations, and testers, they're all working in a seamless fashion. Everybody working towards the business goal, right? So once you achieve DevOps, so what exactly is the main benefits, or in other words, why some companies go for DevOps? What are the benefits they get? What are the return on investment if we talk about the financial terms, right? The first and the foremost advantage is deployment frequency, as we spoke. And as you can see in the figure, we have three different columns. From the leftmost is high IT performance, basically the teams or the projects or the companies who have adopted DevOps already. Now, important thing to notice is this is not a projected figure. Rather, this is an actual figure. And this screenshot has been taken from Puppet Labs State of DevOps Report 2016. This is a report published by Puppet Labs, the company which owns Puppet Software. They publish this report every year, and they try to understand the trends in DevOps industry. So this is something which has actually happened in the past. It's not a projected figure. That's very important here. So deployment frequency, if you see here, from low performance to high IT performance goes from, I mean, it gets decreased from an average of 2-3 months, or typically a quarter, to multiple times in a single day, which is a huge advantage. Second thing is lead time for changes. If you have done deployments, you would know. If you're a developer, you would know this, that once your code is ready, once it has been tested and compiled and packaged and everything is done, when it is ready to be deployed, you have to inform your deployment team. That is known as lead time. So for example, if you want to deploy your software on Saturday, and you have to inform, let's say 3 days prior to that, right? So that time, that 2 days or 3 days, is known as your lead time. So earlier, for a low IT performance, the typical time period which they are supposed to inform is 1 month at least. Again, it can go up to 6 months in some cases. Whereas the same thing for a company or for a project who is running on DevOps principles, the same time is less than 1 hour. So if you have software ready, you can deploy within the next hour to your production machines. That's amazing. The third thing is mean time to recovery. This is the way how you calculate or how you ascertain if something goes wrong. In IT industry, failure is inevitable. Things will fail, things will crash. If it is a server, it is bound to crash. That's a universal truth. So once or if that happens to you, how long it takes to recover your application to normal or your server to normal, right? Before it is ready for the production load, right? So in low performance companies, once again, it is typically 1 single day. So 1 full day is needed on an average to recover and bring the application to the fullest before your services are up and running again for the user consumption. And the same thing in high IT performance companies is less than 1 hour, right? And again, the difference is huge. Change failure rate, as we said, changes are inevitable. There are things to be failed, but yes, the ratio can be reduced, right? That is the reason, if you talk about the cloud providers or the service providers, anybody, when we talk about in terms of SLAs or service level agreements, nobody promises 100% ever. Whenever they promise, it's always 98%, 99%, 99.9%, 99.99%. Right? Because we do accept the fact that as a human being, or even the IT infrastructure, it will or it has to fail at some point in time. So we can never be 100% sure, no matter how expert we are or how robust our infrastructure is. At some point of time, there might be things will be failing, right? You have seen, like, companies like Google, they have their downtimes. Companies like Amazon, they have their downtimes, right? What you can reduce is the failure rate. And once again, for low performance companies, it has been on an average more than 20%, 22, 25 to 30%, up to 30%. Whereas in case of high IT performance companies, it's 0 to 15%. So, which is again considerably low, right? So these are the benefits which you get from if you achieve DevOps, which is from the company's perspective, typically taken into consideration by the senior management or project managers and people like that, right? As a technical professional, people like you and me, as a technical guys, why should we learn DevOps now, right? If you see in this picture, again, this has been taken from the Information Week 2007 State of the DevOps report. Once again, this is a separate company which focuses more on the financial aspects of any IT projects and things like that. As per their survey, if you see here, it's more than 70% who have some form of DevOps discussion and implementation within their companies. Some are already doing it, some are planning to do it in less than 6 months, some have the plans within a year or so. But yes, they do have some plans. Only if you see about 25 to 30%, they either don't know, or as of now, they don't have any plans, which again does not mean that they are not going to change their decision in future. Chances are that they are going to plan that in future, and they will have some kind of planning done for DevOps. Because if you see the trends in the last couple of years or so, maybe 2 years or 3 years back, the question was, should I move to DevOps or not? But today the question has changed, and now it is, when should I move to DevOps? How should I move to DevOps? because we are able to see the benefits of DevOps. Every company, now we have the examples of various companies from across the domain, across industries, and of various sizes, right? It has been already proven that DevOps is something which helps you achieve more with less resources, which is like highly desirable in any industry, right? So if you want to learn DevOps, this is the time. Now is the time to do so. Now, who can be a DevOps professional, right? As an IT operations or as an IT professionals, we either fall in one of the three categories, majorly speaking. We are either developers or from testing background, or we are IT operations professionals. For example, we can be VMware, it can be Windows, Linux, storage, network, and things like that. So anybody who is helping maintain the environment will fall into the typical category of operations professional. Now, if you see this picture, you will understand that DevOps professionals, they come from all walks of life in IT, right? So you can be into any of these three industries, and you can be you can be a very good fit for a DevOps professional. The only requirement to be a good DevOps professional is a zeal to learn new things. You should be ready to learn new things, and that's about it, actually speaking, right? If you have a zeal and if you want to learn new things, you should not face any problem, right? You have to put your own effort, of course, but yes, that's a kind of only prerequisite, I would say. If you want to learn, you can learn, and it's not exactly rocket science. Yes, it's a bit complicated, and but over the course of time, things become easier for you, and you can actually become a very good, excellent DevOps expert in your own domain. So far we spoke about the DevOps as a concept, right? I mean, a cultural aspect or the mindset of people is very important. Unless you change the mindset of your technology professionals, you cannot achieve DevOps to the fullest. But yes, having said that, we do have a very important tool chain, as we call them in DevOps, to follow. And some of the important aspects of DevOps is first one is source code management, of course. These are the set of tools which are used by the developers or the professionals who are writing codes, and they primarily help you in version your code, and you can think of them as a backup, and they help you collaborate among various developers. Some of the industry leaders are Git, SVN, TFS, etc. Then we have configuration management tools. And once again, the industry leaders are Chef, Puppet, Ansible. We have SaltStack, PowerShell, DSC, and a lot more. The main purpose of a configuration management tool is to make your environment consistent, and to make sure that there is no configuration drift in your environment, in your infrastructure. Then we have continuous integration and delivery tools, and the most popular ones are Jenkins is perhaps the most popular one. Along with that, we have TeamCity, we have Bamboo, and a couple of other tools are there. The major capability is given by these tools is that they give you a kind of a platform on which you can integrate various tools of your choice. For example, when you want to integrate source code management, configuration management, monitoring tools, the tools like Jenkins gives you that ability to do so, to integrate all these things into a single pipeline or a single workflow. In recent times, containers have become immensely popular, especially Docker. But one thing to remember is Docker is not the only container. Docker happens to be the most popular container technology out there, and it makes sense to learn Docker in today's world. Apart from that, we have Mesos, we have Windows containers, we have Hyper-V containers, we have Rocket. There are a number of technologies out there. Right? Till a couple of years back, we did not have any container technology for Windows, but October 2016, when Windows Server 2016 was announced, when Microsoft gave us the capability to run containers on Windows as well. Right. Then we have monitoring tools. I don't need to explain or emphasize the importance of them. Some of the industry-leading tools are Nagios, of course. We have SolarWinds, and we have a number of tools. We have Tivoli from IBM. So these are the industry-leading tools, which Sidescope, right? All these tools actually help you monitor your environment in various capacities. Log management, or also known as centralized log management capability. So in today's world, you have huge number of servers, huge number of nodes. So it makes sense to have some kind of mechanism to streamline your logs and create an insight out of them, right? So if you have these kind of tools to help you, for example, Logstash, Splunk, or some other logarithm or some other tools, they actually give you the capability to give some insight into your logs and take some proactive measures. They give you some actionable items on which you can take proactive actions and make your environment more consistent, or more streamlined for your purpose. Application performance management tools, again, App Dynamics and New Relic are some of the industry leading tools. The major role they play in making your application better, right? Today, let's say you have a web application and you have the capacity of, let's say, 1,000 hits per minute. But yes, you are expecting a huge growth in your website. So in that case, you want to make sure that your application is ready if you start getting 10,000 hits per minute, or if you're getting 1 lakh hits per minute, right? So those kind of things and those kind of insights you can get from these tools, which are specially designed for application performance management. So that's about it. That's about the DevOps in general. We will talk more about it, and hope you had an informative session, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.